Hey, it's Jordan with TYT and TYT Network. It is Thursday, August 4th. I am in sunny New York for one more day. Headed down to Go Green in Houston, Texas. The Green Party convention, I think starts today actually, but I'm going down tomorrow. So I'll be there Friday and Saturday covering the festivities. Also be interviewing Jill Stein, Dr. Jill Stein. So looking forward to that. I'll have more details on that. Still in the planning stages. So the Green Party will have Dr. Cornel West there, Yanni Nidgo, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, who was very active in Bernie's campaign, and other Green Party candidates on a state and local basis, as well as Green Party activists who I've never met. So it'll be interesting to bring you that angle and that information. Want to counter the media, since the media is all negative about Donald Trump. I actually want to bring up something that's might be positive for him if he actually stops foaming at the mouth about Muslims and Mexicans and all this. Bringing it to your attention, not because I want to help Donald Trump. I've made it clear I think Donald Trump is awful, but I'm here to offer you the truth and information you're not going to get elsewhere. So Trump, it was announced, brought in a pretty big amount of money, very, very big comeback from his putrid amount that he got months ago. The Republican National Committee and Trump raised $64 million through a joint digital and mail effort in July, according to his campaign. The bulk of it came from small dollar donations. All told, Trump and his party brought in $82 million last month, only slightly behind Hillary Clinton's $90 million. And they ended with $74 million on hand, suggesting he might now have the resources to compete with Hillary Clinton in the closing stretch of the campaign. On Trump's website I went to, he's actually soliciting small dollar donations, $10, $25, $50, all the way up to $100. I think this is really interesting because obviously right now the media cycle is very, very focused on Trump with the Khan family, the back and forth he's had after making insensitive comments about a Gold Star family whose son died serving our country. I don't know if that's going to subside. I don't know if Trump will bounce back from that. But when you compare Trump, who's starting to kind of feed from this Bernie Sanders model, he's taking in mostly small dollar donations, according to this information. Now let's make clear, he also is taking super PAC money. So there is a big difference between Trump versus Bernie Sanders. But a big chunk of this $82 million that he took in was small dollar donations. So when you factor that in, that draws a pretty nice contrast from Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Trump, who's saying she's a puppet for Wall Street, she's a corporate puppet, just like he said that about Jeb Bush. That was a very successful populist tone for him in the primary, and it can be successful for him if he would stop self-sabotaging himself and focus just on Hillary Clinton. If you're taking in, over $50 million in small dollar donations, $10, $20, $50, versus Hillary Clinton, who is built on Wall Street, who is built on big money, that kind of feeds into this, populist tone he's been pressing, that she's part of the rigged system. She's not going to create real change because she's part of the problem, and she surrounds herself with people that are part of the problem. I'll just give you the latest in terms of Hillary Clinton's fundraising. Hillary Clinton did a fundraiser on Monday with President Obama in Atlanta. It was hosted by Andy Prozes. Andy Prozes is the former CEO of LexisNexis, very big search engine. A lot of it was often used in academia. But now he is the senior advisor to the technology, media, and telecommunications practice at Warburg Pincus, a leading global private equity investment firm. So he's a big business guy. He works for an investment firm. To get in to this fundraiser, the president was there, Hillary Clinton was there, just had to drop, a cool $33,400. So no big deal. I just got my invitation lost. To be a co-host of this fundraiser on Monday, you needed to drop $66,800. And to be a co-chair, which I guess gets you at the front of the table, per couple had to give $100,000. And this is the fundraiser with President Obama, Hillary Clinton, presumably the party for the working class, as Hillary Clinton said at her DNC speech. You had to get in the door, $33,000, to be a co-host, $66,000, to be a co-chair, $100,000. So as you can see, this is definitely for working class people. Then on the next day, on Tuesday, Clinton attended an Aspen fundraiser in Colorado, hosted by Sharif Souki, or Soki, I don't know how to pronounce it, who amassed his fortune working for natural gas companies, including the one he found last year, Tellurian Investments. Now, the interesting thing about this guy, he used to be in the restaurant industry. And then in Lebanon, he realized that, fracking is becoming a big thing. Let me read from Quartz. There's Sharif Souki, an immigrant from Lebanon who knew nothing about fracking and was a banker and restaurateur until he decided to raise billions to build terminals to import natural gas. In 2000, Souki realized the country was producing so much gas it was silly to try to import it, and he had to figure out a way to save his career. In the end, he made about $350 million and is leading a shift to export gas. Another source from Al Jazeera America. Cheniere, which is his company, Cheniere's main business for the past 6 years has been converting a natural gas import facility in Louisiana into a liquid natural gas export facility. While the transition isn't near completion, the facility is expected to be one of the first large-scale LNG operations capable of taking gas from new hydraulic fracturing boomtowns in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio, liquefying it and shipping it across the world. Many politicians and pundits have bet big on the idea that demand for natural gas in the developing world could create economic opportunity in the U.S. Some have even predicted that the current crisis in Ukraine would allow U.S. energy companies to undermine Russian gas giant Gazprom and take control of the gas market in Ukraine and possibly much of Europe. I would suggest that one of these politicians is Hillary Clinton. She's talking, during the primary, she wouldn't give a straight answer whether she's against fracking. She said, under these conditions, I might be okay with it, but there needs to be regulations. And it was a whole mixed, convoluted word salad. But yet, in her DNC speech, she talks about, I believe in science, and I'm good for the climate, and I understand the threat of climate change. Meanwhile, she's surrounding herself with big money people that are making millions, if not billions, on fracking, which is, as I've interviewed Josh Fox and other leading environmentalists, some of the worst oil and acid you could put into the environment. That's only expediting the risks of climate change.
We have a very, very strong platform when it comes to the environment. We have an incredibly strong platform when it comes to the emergency of climate change. And we have a platform that says, by the way, we shouldn't develop frack gas as the future energy source of America. That's in the platform.
So these are the people she's hosting fundraisers with. Then she goes and gives speeches how she's there with climate change. So obviously, this is a disconnect. The last fundraiser coming up, legendary celebrity actress Leonardo DiCaprio is hosting a fundraiser for her on August 23rd. The event is priced at $33,400 per person and is billed as a conversation with Hillary. The first $2,700 will go to the Clinton campaign, and the remainder will go to the Democratic National Committee and state and local parties, which, frankly, I don't believe, because that's what's been said quite a lot about the Hillary Victory Fund, that only some of it was going to Hillary's campaign and most of it was going to the DNC and down ballot. That was shown to be not occurring. Politico's done a lot on that, so has the Young Turks. So why I bring up Hillary's fundraisers and versus Trump isn't really doing a lot of these big-scale fundraisers. He does have a super PAC. He is taking money from these people, but it's not even on the same wavelength as what you see from Hillary Clinton throughout the Democratic primary and now continuing in the general election. Hillary Clinton will not go somewhere for a rally or an event without sneaking in a fundraiser right before or right after with the same people that she then goes out and condemns what they do, i.e. fracking, climate change, Wall Street. So Trump, if he grew wiser and actually kind of became more of a politician, he would understand this is the populist message that was resonating with people during the primary, on the left and on the right. And you have real life examples. You could at your rally tonight be talking about which fundraisers she's going to, how much it takes to get in, and really frame the debate as the plutocrats, the aristocrats, the oligarchy versus us. If he would get out of his own way. I'm not a campaign strategist. I'm sure Donald Trump doesn't watch my videos, but if you had people around him, this is a populist message. Hey, I'm getting most of my millions from small dollar donors, from the American people who want real change. She's getting her money. She's fed by Wall Street, big oil, big pharmaceutical companies. She is not a change maker, as Bill Clinton said. He has the opportunity and he has the opening. Whether he uses it or not, who knows? You won't really hear this in the mainstream media because they don't want to actually give any credit to Donald Trump. It's hard for me too because I think he's a quasi-fascist and I think he's not a good person. I don't think he's fit to be president. But as a political matter, the fact that he's getting all of his money from small dollar donors is a good thing for him. Overall, for the political system, it's also a good thing. Even if a deplorable person like Trump is the one getting the money, it's a positive thing that it's not just stopping with Bernie Sanders. This is showing that if you have the right message, whether it's authentic like Bernie Sanders or whether it's coming from someone who's full of shit like Donald Trump, if you have the right message, if you're resonating with people, if you're making them think you're for them, you're not for big oil, you're not for big Wall Street, all these companies. You're not at their mercy. You're not a puppet for them. People will back you. People will support you. You can be competitive based on people, not plutocrats. You're seeing that locally with Tim Canova, who I just interviewed. You're seeing that a whole bunch of progressive candidates around the country that are not taking super PAC money, that are not taking big Wall Street money. Their message is resonating or people are donating. It's the same people that gave Bernie millions and millions of dollars. So this is a good thing for democracy. And it really takes a crowbar to the Barney Franks of the world who say, well, do you want us to unilaterally disarm against the Republicans? We need to take money to be competitive. No, you don't. You just have to have a right message and mean what you say. And you can be competitive based on actual people delivering funds to you because they could see your passion and they believe in you. That is, I think, where we're going. Hopefully it helps expedite getting money out of politics when politicians see, oh, maybe if I actually stand for something, I'll be able to compete. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if Donald Trump assumes this position where he actually challenges Hillary Clinton on where she's getting her money from and points out that he is not at the mercy of Wall Street and big oil and all these. Because it is, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, it's a good message. Most people in the Rust Belt want to feel like they are the person that is speaking to them isn't full of shit and isn't surrounding themselves with the same people that they feel are keeping them down. And right now, based on the money, that's Donald Trump, not Hillary Clinton. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more. I will see you from the Green Party convention in Houston, Texas tomorrow. Thanks.